you have been in the industry, the tech industry slash data science industry for almost 8 years, like you have said. What are some of the big lessons, man, that you have learned, along the way that you sitting where you are sitting now, you're like, hey, and maybe for someone who's getting into the space, for veterans like you to know that, hey, this is the key lessons I've learned in the space.
Oh, that's a very loaded question, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's loaded. Yeah, because there's a lot of lessons. Um, yeah, I think one of the big lessons that I'll probably mention is people in the workplace, they're not necessarily your friends, like they always remember that. Always
hey,
remember people in the workplace, they're not your friends. Uh, and the reason I'm mentioning this is ka Sepedi wa re kgangkgang ya kgangkgawane wa nyewa, sometimes in the
yeah,
corporate world.
yeah,
You have people who um, they can easily throw you under the bus. They can easily destroy um, your career and stuff like that. So always remember that your colleagues, even your manager, is not your friend. They can change, they can switch up. Even your manager can switch up on you. So always remember
yeah.
that. Um, Always remain professional. Communicate things on time. Do not, communicate ahead. Communication is a very big factor in the corporate world or in the business world. You must communicate everything, anything that you're struggling with, any delays you have. Communicate things on time. Uh, what else can I say? Yeah, no, I mean, the other one I'd probably say, you're not married to a company. And the reason I'm saying this is because, I'm not saying this because I don't respect the company I work for or companies in general. But you must always remember that you're not married to a company. If you feel that the things that you want to learn, in fact, here's the big part that I should actually mention. Have a plan in terms of what are the things, where do I want to be in the next 5 years in this profession. If you are in data science, where do you want to be in data science? Do you want to continue coding? There are some people who like that. I know a certain 50 something year old who still codes. That's what he loves. He does not want to become a head of a certain department. He does not even want to become a manager. You understand? So have your own 5 year plan or 10 year five. I mean, you have to obviously break it down. You can have a 10 year plan and then break it down nicely. In the next 3 years, like for me as an example, in the next 3 years, I still want to continue coding because I want to be a serious expert in this field of ML and AI. You know, that's my goal. I want to continue doing that. Once I've done with that, I can start talking about being a manager or being a manager is not a difficult thing. That's why you can have a lot of people that are managers, but they're horrible at doing it. They're managers, they don't know what they're doing, or they're managers, but they don't have good people skills. So have a plan. If you want to become a manager, what are the things that are required for you to become a manager? you know you need to have good people skills. You have to have good communication skills. You need to also have a little bit of a human element of understanding um, other people's challenges. You can't be a manager who, when somebody tells you, uh, I've just lost my grandmother, and you say to them, no, you can't take leave. You can only take leave on the day. uh, you can't take a 1 week leave. We need you. I mean, sometimes this is like a family situation. It's a family emergency. You cannot
Mm,
have it like
mm,
that. So you don't want to be that kind of manager as well. So essentially, what I'm saying is just have a plan. That's the big part, I'd say. Your plan is, I want to be an expert in the data science field. What is required for me to be an expert? Let me go and learn from other people. Let me go and join Datasphere Africa and learn from other professionals. Once I've learned from other professionals, let me bridge the gap. So you need to always identify your gaps. Always know what your weaknesses are, what you're not good at. Put it down.
Mm,
Is this something you want to improve? Is this something that is required for you to be a manager? If it's required, you need to improve on it. If you don't feel like it's required, you don't have to improve on it because it'll just be a waste of your time and energy. So if you want to be very good at, let's say you want to go into, let's say you started working as a data scientist. Uh, I started working as a data scientist. I always knew that I want to specialize in machine learning. Even when I was doing interviews, I told them straight, no, I want to continue working in machine learning and AI. And I got exactly that role where I'm currently working, right? So I'm happy with that. So I had a plan already that this is what I want to continue specializing in. And then eventually I would then start talking about becoming a manager. If I want to become a head, I can become a head. If I want to become a CEO, I can do that. I have the foundation. I don't want to be that kind of a CEO or that kind of a head who doesn't know what's happening at the bottom.
yeah, man. You
Mm.
couldn't have said it better,